Live and we are direct and the whole world is bearing us witness. All our platforms are working, I presume, from IPOB Community Radio, Radio Biafra app, and all other platforms as well. In a short while, our lines will open, but I do have a very important and very special announcement to make and an advice to those who are out on the streets protesting. At this particular point in time, this protest must remain peaceful. I beg each and every one of you, resist every provocation, resist every temptation to retaliate. But what we are suggesting is that every protest group must have two lines of defense. They must have two lines of defense, that all these government-hired thugs, all these APC thugs, all these people instigated by the British government to try to disrupt these protests, peaceful protests going on all over the place, will not be able to get to the main body of the protest itself. There will be two lines of steel to protect the main body of the process itself and to stop all these thugs from making their way into the heart of the protesters. Very, very important, please. We are going to remain peaceful. This protest will remain peaceful. I beg each and every one of you, what Britain wants, what Fulani Janjaweed wants, is for you to turn violent, that they may paint you black before the whole world, that they may tell the whole world that you have another motive and another agenda. We know, the world understands that the reason why we are doing what we are doing this very day is to bring about a better tomorrow for our young people, for their children, and their children, and their children for eternity. That the same way that other societies went through this very painful, difficult period in their history, is how now they are confronting theirs. What the youths are going through, what they are doing right now on the ground, every civilized society went through it. It is not an exception to the rule. What they are doing is the norm. We are therefore advising that we must remain peaceful. We must remain peaceful, please. We must remain peaceful. Very, very important. Where it is needed, IPOB will provide the security of all those attending all these rallies and these protests, please. Very, very important. You must not resort to violence. I am saying this because of what obtained yesterday in and around Okoso SARS headquarters. In and around Okoso SARS headquarters, please. We don't want people to tamper with the evidence. We don't want anybody to attack SARS formation because all the bodies will be exhumed. We are watching them. Where they buried the bodies, we are watching them 24 hours a day. We don't want them to tamper with any evidence. Therefore, do not take laws into your hands. You can protest as much as you like. You can be out on the streets. You can block bridges. You can block roads. It is normal. But never ever resort to violence, regardless of the provocation. We are saying this from experience. We are saying this because IPOB has been able to sustain civil disobedience in the Zoological Republic for very many years. And that is the trick. They tried to label us a terrorist group. That did not work, because when the international community went through the record of the behavior, performance, and activities of IPOB, they discovered that there is nothing wrong with us. So shall it be with all the youths who are out today protesting. Very, very important place. And I have also said before that food and drinks must be provided to those who are protesting. Food and drinks must be provided. We have made plans. We have put those plans in place, and those plans are working. People must be fed. People must be fed. Some will come out to eat instead of protest. It doesn't matter, because we know that 99.9% of those who are out, 99.9% of those who are out today protesting came there or attended it for the right reasons. It is very, very important, very, very critical place that we feed and make sure that those who are attending the protests, they have enough water to drink. We are not talking about beer or soft drinks, no. We are not talking about alcoholic beverages. We are just talking about ordinary water. Make sure you support them. We need the solidarity of everybody to sustain this very momentum, to bring about all those changes you have been yearning for years. And to all the thugs who have been hired, all the hoodlums and the criminals who are harboring the intention of collecting money from politicians to disrupt these protests, please do bear in mind that when you go back home, you will have no electricity. When you go back home and finish your thuggery, you will be hungry. You must also understand that without nefarious, or should I say criminal activities, you cannot survive. Think about your children. Think about your tomorrow. Those they are asking you to attack are the people preparing a better tomorrow for you and your children. The same thing applies to the police. The same thing applies to the army. Because we know, I got the intel yesterday that they are contemplating a coup, that the Fulani officers in the army, that they are planning to take over. Because if the protest continues, the world will discover that the boy in Asorok is not Buhari. That will make things very difficult for them. That will make it impossible for Britain to defend Fulani Janjaweedism. It will make it impossible for Britain to defend the oligarchy that you have in the north. That is why we are warning this very day that this very time is crucial. It is pivotal in the history of the people, that everything humanly possible should be done to ensure that this protest succeed. That all the demands of the protesters, they are not asking for Nigeria to divide. For the information of those who may be willing to peddle falsehood, that is not what they are saying. What they are asking for are necessary and vital reforms to secure their future. Even if that future is within Nigeria, that is what they are saying. Now, the army are planning to take over the government of Nigeria. What we are saying is very, very critical, very, very vital that people assimilate it. What they are planning is a coup. Britain is helping them to plan a coup, that another Fulani man may take over and have the same nonsense you have in Mali. Is what they are planning to do. When the military takes over, some people will go to them and ask them to step down. They will say they will hand over to an interim government. Since the power is already in the north, they will give it to another Fulani Janjaweed. That is what they intend to do. People are saying that Facebook is breaking. If it is breaking, please go to IPOB Community Radio. You know what Facebook does all the time? They don't want us to broadcast. They don't want the world to hear my voice. You know that already. Please go to any of the apps and participate from there, because nothing is going to be posted on my page this very day. Maybe it is because of your comments. Some of you, I read your comments and I know what is happening. But what I wish to assure you, what I wish to make you understand this very morning is that the zoo is planning a coup. The Fulani people are planning a coup. And they also want to mobilize their army for a crackdown, but I can tell you that the Southern and Middle Belt officers in the army have guaranteed that none of their units of formation will fire at the protesters. That I can assure you. So you can continue protesting with every confidence that nothing is going to happen. That I can assure you that nothing is going to happen. If they bring out their army, I will also ask our volunteer command to pour out onto the streets, and that mayhem they are looking for, they will get it. But we know they are sensible, we know they are not stupid, because they know if this very revolution goes the full cycle, the Fulani will no longer have access to oil and gas proceeds from the south, and Britain will lose out. They understand what is at stake. They have come prepared to fight, and we have also prepared to dig in until all the demands are met. And allow me to repeat, please, to the hearing of the whole world. The demands of the protesters is not for a division of Nigeria. No. They are asking for a better life for themselves and their children, and an end to police and army brutality. That is what they are asking for. That is something people must understand. That is what people must go to these protest venues with. You must have it at the back of your mind when you're going out to protest. Very, very important, please. We understand that all our platforms are working. All our platforms are working, and this morning I will open the line for some of you to air your views and to tell me what you're going to do to support those who are on the ground risking their lives to make your own life better. The police must also understand that the protesters they are saying today they have been asked to shoot at is trying to make life better for them. I also want the Janjaweed who are in the army, in the police, to understand the same thing as well. All these young people you are seeing out on the streets who are protesting, they are protesting for a better salary for you. They are protesting for a better living conditions for you and your children. All those people who will come behind the bike to tell you, oh no, it's about a Fulani. They want to drive us away from Nigeria. It's about Islam. They are lying to you. They are deceiving you. They are lying to you. Therefore, you must understand this. Those who are protesting are also protesting for your own good. That is something that you must understand. That is something that you must come to terms with. That is something that you must appreciate. You must understand this, please. You must understand this very, very clearly. The people out on the streets, they are fighting for a better life for everybody, not just themselves. You must understand that. That is why the movement has no leadership. That is why nobody can be bought over. That is why nobody can be bribed. Ever since we came on air and want them not to accept any bribe from the government, have you heard them again talking about meeting this or meeting that? All those meetings are now gone. It is finished. To allow the protesters to focus on what they came for, which is to bring about a new society. And we support them wholeheartedly in that. Our lines are going to open this morning. I will take your calls, please. If you call, restrict what you have to say to only 2 minutes, please, I beg of you. Restrict it to only 2 minutes. People are saying end Nigeria. It is not about end Nigeria. End Nigeria will become a natural consequence of the actions that the government take. That is how it is done in a revolution. You don't start a revolution by asking for the ultimate. You ask for the very simple things. That way you are conveying your message to the world that things are not working, that things are not what they should be. That is how it is done. If you come out and you say to the world, end Nigeria now, they won't understand it. They will say you're a secessionist. That's what they're going to say. But if you ask for reform of SARS, reform of police, reform of the salaries that the senators and the House of Reps members are getting, reform of the conventions they have kept your so-called policemen and the army. Ask for simple reforms, no more roadblocks, no more fire, no more abducting people. The world will now be able to follow your grievances step by step by step until you get to the ultimate. That is something you must have in mind. Our lines are now open. IPOB2020@outlook.com. The caller who happens to be on the line, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype for the last time, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, my friend. Good morning, sir.
Who is your friend? Am I your friend? Am I your friend, or you are in the wrong place? Who is your friend? We are talking about protest, talking about friend. What stupid friendship is that this early morning? I have another caller on the line. Can this caller hear me, please? Your name and where you are.
Yes, I can hear you, my leader. Good morning.
Good morning to you, please. Your name and where you're calling us from, if you may.
My name is Vincent Okechukwu. I am calling from Casablanca, Morocco.
From Casablanca in Morocco, please go ahead. The whole world is listening. Go ahead.
Yes, my leader. You know, I love what Nigerian youth is doing now, but my own is end Nigeria now. My own is end Nigeria now, so that so that we can go our separate way with Biafrans. So I want to say something for this Janjaweed. You know, they are up to anything. So please tell these protesters to block every toll gate, because they may come with this tanker they are using now. They may come with it. Let them block every toll gate so that this Janjaweed they cannot penetrate. That's what I want to say. Thank you, my leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. I think they have taken note of that. They know what they are doing. The organizers on the ground are very astute. They are very intelligent. Don't forget that most of these protesters you're seeing, they are all graduates. Some of them have their master's degrees. Some of them have their PhDs. That is why you see them. The strategy is awesome, and we support it. They know what to do. If the army tries to mobilize against them, the army will be immobilized. Don't worry about that. People know what to do. So we are warning every unit commander of the army, you will be held responsible. We cannot even control what may happen to your children. Don't think that the time, in times gone by, you will come out, you will shoot, and you will go free. People have been talking about going after the children of all these men, and we have been stopping them, saying their children committed no crime. Any army officer, any police unit or formation that comes out to shoot at the protesters, you're putting the lives of your children at risk, because what will happen to them, we cannot control. They must understand that. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you very, very much for that. We have another caller on the line. I presume the calls are coming in, of course, as we expected, to IPOB 2020. I repeat, IPOB 2020@outlook.com. That is how you are going to join us this very morning. If you wish to speak to us via Skype, we have another caller on WhatsApp, please. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? You muted your call. The caller on WhatsApp, I have picked your call. Give us.
Good morning, my leader. Good morning.
Good morning to you, please. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Thank you very much, my leader. My name is Pastor Jack. I'm calling from Lagos. I just want to contribute this morning. All the youth of Nigerians protesting this very time, they are formidable. They are doing a very, very wonderful work. This morning, I think the way they are doing, some of them that have something to do, they are doing a kind of shift. Some people will sleep over in the morning, they will go, while the other people have to come and they change and they continue. Everybody, irrespective of their endeavor, all of them are coming because the thing touched everybody. If you are Lagos here, if you don't leave early to go to where you are going, you are no longer going anywhere. As long as it's from 9, 10 a.m. everywhere is locked down. And people really
haven't quite understood what they are doing and what is happening. So this one is not a question of they are trying every possible means to break their spirit, but they have not been able to do that, because you see the way of communication when they are doing candle night yesterday, they communicated, and everywhere candle night is being staged everywhere, all over the town and different cities in this contraction. So we commend them that they must continue, and people also on ground covering the event and enemy it live, so that the world will also be seen. And the Good Samaritan are providing foods and other food source for these people to eat, and they are doing very, very well. So we commend them, and the support we are giving to them by giving them voice, because no Nigeria radio station will carry whatever they are doing. That is how they do. But this very time around, they have just woken, and God will help them in His infinite mercy. This contraction will surely come to an end. Thank you, my leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your call, and I thank you very much for the information you're giving us this morning. Thank you very much. Please, whatever help you can give to those who are out on the streets protesting, please do that. Do that, please, because this news should be made to go around the whole world. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? You don't know where you are, please.
Good morning, my leader. Good morning, my leader.
Good morning to you.
This is me, your humble daughter, Lizzie Chimamanda. It's very good to have you on air today. Good morning, sir. I must say that you are indeed a great leader with different character and every manner of life. I don't have much to say this morning than to encourage the protesters. These are the true leader that I've ever come to see in my lifetime. Also, I'm glad to Shukwu Kabiama to witness this day, regardless that we are not fighting for one Nigeria list, but I believe that we understand what we are doing, because these youth are the true Igodo that we have been asking for. I want to ask those youth out there, please never miss this golden opportunity. Our people used to say, "Only if you large jazz aranoko, these youth should remain resolute, like the way they are really are doing. They shouldn't be bothered about whatever that will happen, because things are about to happen. The country we are in today, people fought for it. I am not even enjoying that I'm in another man's land. A girl of my age is out of her mother's hand. It is horrible. It is not on my own will. Every youth out there, I am giving you people 10 to 10 thumbs up. You people and they are great. I can't even sleep all night, to be frank and sincere. I am thinking about them, and I pray for God to continue to strengthen them and give them more courage never to back up. Thank you very much, my leader. I rest my case. I pray my God bless you all and bless your family.
Thank you, sir. You have spoken excellently well. The callers this morning have spoken, all of you, and I wish it continues, to be honest with you. Thank you for that, dear sister. Thank you. The caller on the line, can you hear me? The caller on WhatsApp, for the last time, can you hear me? Raise your voice, please. Your name and where you are.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
I'm not sure my name, coming from Benin Republic.
From Benin Republic, please go ahead. We are all listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, my leader. I really appreciate it. The only thing that I have to say on this issue is this. I feel like that we are to go our own way. There's nothing like Nigeria. And at the same time, I wish to say, may Chukwu become bless you in abundance. Please, I want you to enlighten us more on this issue, because I so much like what our people is doing right now over there in Nigeria. And as the case may be, it hurts me whenever I hear that any of our people is being shut down. It really hurts me a lot. So I feel like on this very issue, on this very moment now, this is the time we are to, go our own way.
Of course, and I believe you too, but things will progress to that place naturally. It is not for us to say we want people to see that thing we have seen. It is no use now telling people, oh, come on, if they can come out on the streets all over the place to protest. That means they are now beginning to see that thing that we have seen, that thing our leaders saw 50 years ago. They are now beginning to see it. And they are, because initially nobody believed that Nigerian youths will come out to do what Biafran youths have been doing. Nobody believed that. But today they are doing it. So one day they are also going to come to the conclusion that Nigeria is no longer workable. But let us nurture them and allow them to come to that conclusion themselves. I don't want us to be seen as stampeding them into that inevitable outcome. Do you understand? Let it be their own, should I say, their own thinking or their own making. Let it not come from us. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, please. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Kanu. I'm calling from Malta.
From Malta?
From Abia State. From Malta Island.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. You are calling from Malta. That's very good. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling from Malta Island.
Go ahead.
Our leader, I want to thank you for every work you are doing. I want to say, may God bless you for the enlightenment of our people, like to show them that this we have to stand together to free our land from the invaders. So I want to thank you for all the marvelous work you have been doing, and I ask for God protection, and I want you to be strong and focus also on what you are doing, because we need people like you to get back to our tracks. We've lost everything. We've lost ourselves as a race. Our culture, everything has slowly dying. If you have not come up this far, I don't know where we will be today. So I want to thank you for all the things you're doing and to stay strong, because without you today, I believe the Igbo race slowly was like completely wiping on the planet Earth, because we have lost our identity as a people. So you coming up this time to restore that honor is a very great thing and honor to see people like you standing up for the Igbo race. I ask you, God, to bless you and strengthen you in all you're doing.
Yes,
so I believe with all you're doing, we will come out victoriously. So keep track on what you're doing and don't let anyone to distract you. There are a lot of enemies trying to put things one way or the other just to make you lose focus on what you're doing, but don't key into that. Just focus on what you're doing. At the end, your name will be written with a golden pen. That's my advice for you. Thank you for all you're doing. We appreciate what you're doing for us.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you very, very much for that. I also appreciate your call. The callers this morning have all been excellent, all of you, and we are going to continue that way. I want to say something as well about the conduct of the journalists in Nigeria. And we have seen that some newspapers have been bravely reporting these ongoing protests, covering the heart, the gut-wrenching stories, the ordeals that some of the families had to go through. And I must say, very clearly and categorically, of course, when I say it now, they go and bribe the editors, they go and give them money to start writing rubbish the next day. But when people are diligent, when people are honest, when people do that thing they are supposed to do, you're supposed to give them praise. And I want to single out some newspapers this very morning for praise. We are not supposed to do it, but I will do it, because this is the first time that such a thing has happened. And they have done what white people normally do, which is to concentrate on the human side of the story, because there is a reason why people are out on the streets. It's not just to protest. People are not protesting for protest's sake. They are doing it for a reason. And what is that reason? And I must commend some newspapers. I give you a very simple example now. Go and check Daily Trust newspaper. Go and check it. It's a Fulani paper based in Kaduna and in Abuja. It's a Janjaweed paper promoting Fulani Janjaweedism, promoting the feudal lords of the north, stark illiterate feudal lords of the north. Go and check their coverage. You are now going to know who real journalists are. Go and look at their reportage, look at the way they have been doing it. Of course, our reporters has been doing very well. Very, very well they have been doing. Roots TV have been doing very, very well. We know that Vanguard, I believe that Vanguard is at the fore. They are the people reporting even the human stories, telling people what transpired at SARS or KUSU. They are the ones every time, every third article you will see it, every third news you will see it, every third topic you will see it. They are the ones telling the whole world exactly what's transpired. Therefore, Vanguard is doing very well. I have not seen some newspaper what they are doing. I have not seen what they're doing, and I do hope and pray that Ojus Okali is not tampering with the editorial board's decision in that very great newspaper. They must do what others are doing. Some newspaper must do what Vanguard is doing. They must do what Punch is doing. They must do what Sahara Reporters is doing. At this precise moment, every journalist who is worth his salt or her salt must report what is happening and convey the message to the world, that the world may know why people are out on the streets. I'll give you an example before I go back to the calls. Very, very briefly, please. Chijoke's dad swam in a river of dead bodies to identify his son. A lady narrates, do you see how miraculous God is? I went to a zoo river many years ago, and shot a video clip. In fact, Tunas or something, all of you, go and find that very video. I went to Zoo River, this time Zoo River, and I shot the video many years ago. We campaigned on Radio Biafra in times gone by, many years ago, and instituted a panel of inquiry to investigate the Zoo River, and nothing came of it. That is why people are out on the streets. They will investigate, but nothing will happen. Senate will sit and deliberate, nothing comes of it. House of Reps, they will sit down and issue a report, nothing comes of it. They sat down and deliberated. Not one single soul was found guilty, but there are dead bodies in the river. Did those dead bodies get there by themselves? Now listen very carefully. Just when you thought you have heard the worst of tales on endless brutality of members of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS, a lady narrated how Chijoke Iloanya's father swam in a river of dead bodies to identify his son. He had to go to Ezu River and was swimming in a river of dead bodies to identify his son. Where is Ezu River? Ezu River is in Biafra land. It's in Amasia, between Enugu and Anambra State. Who are the ones who are being killed? These are young Biafrans being mowed down, being massacred. We campaigned for it. We campaigned ceaselessly until there was a panel of inquiry. I did a video. Go and check on YouTube. I did a video on a Zoo River. It was the Zoo River that I knew that our land was being taken over. Go and watch that video. You will see that Fulani took over Amancia. They were carrying AK-47. It was in that very clip that we made it. Is that, do you see how Chukwukika Biama justify the righteous all the time? That everything we have touched upon, everything we have said, those things that we saw in the past, people are now saying. Those things that our leaders saw in 50 years ago, people are now beginning to say. Do you see that Biafra is a divine project? Do you see that Chukwukika Biama has a time and place for everything? Do you see how Nigerian youths are now behaving like Biafran youths? Do you see how Biafran youths are the ones now giving encouragement and providing support and succor to Nigerian youths? Now that everybody have realized what we realized many years ago. That tells you all you need to know. And we are hoping and praying that Facebook will repent also. I have a caller on the line. This caller, can you hear me please? Can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. They cannot hear me. People are calling from everywhere. People are calling from everywhere. They said that we are getting a report that protesters, if you are in Nigeria protesting, we have said protesters should hold Nigerian flag because the military have been signaled to move against them and not to kill anybody with a Nigerian flag. That is the intel that is coming in now. That is the intelligence report coming in now. That they want to mobilize the military, but the military is saying to people, you please hold Nigerian flag, so that when their headquarters ask them, they will tell them, but I cannot shoot somebody holding a Nigerian flag. I cannot shoot them. So the army itself is divided, and as I told you, Middle Belt and the entire South, West and the East, their officers cannot order their men to shoot. If you hold a Nigerian flag, they cannot touch you. But the reason why they wanted to hold a Nigerian flag is to show the world that the End Nigeria Now campaign cannot work, because you can see they are all patriots. It's a very big game. You know, these people are very clever people. They know how to play their game, but we are smarter than them. People are not worried. It is that flag that has put them in the mess they are in. They are not worried about the flag. They are worried about a better tomorrow. They are worried about it. People get patriotic and wrap themselves in their flag if there is something to celebrate. If you go against America, Americans can wrap themselves in their flag because their country is great. If you do something in the UK, you can see it, they will wrap Union Jack around themselves because their country was once great. What are you wrapping green, white, green around your body for? To do what? What is great about Nigeria? Please tell me. Is it unemployment? No electricity? No good roads? SARS killing people every blessed day? Army invading and burning down villages? What is good about Nigeria? People cannot wrap them. People cannot be hypocritical. People cannot be hypocrites. They are not fighting because Nigeria has never been good to any of them. So how can they wrap themselves in a flag? I have a caller on the line. Please, your name and where you are.
Hello, my leader. Good afternoon, my leader.
Good morning from here. Please, your name and where you're calling us from.
Yes, my leader. My name is Nnamdi. I'm calling from India.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
I want to thank you so much, my leader, for all you have been doing. You are such a great leader. I want to also encourage those that are protesting in Nigeria. And I want to say also, in as much as they are protesting physically, those that are online, maybe those that are in diaspora, that cannot go and protest should also follow the internet with the protest also.
Thank you. It's a very good idea.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, my leader. God bless you.
And bless you too. It's a very good. Please, if you know you cannot be at the protest venue, especially for those people in the diaspora, everybody in the diaspora, make sure you tweet, make sure you post pictures of protest venues, post the videos as well, please. Let us flood the entire social media with pictures of protesters. It is very, very important. That is the only contribution you can make. And of course, make sure that you advise anybody selling mama put back home to provide plates of rice or beans or plantain to people who are marching. Very, very important, please. You can do it anonymously. You don't need to announce what you're doing. Just contract somebody selling mama put, get somebody to be in charge of it. Let them count the plates that they're giving to people and you give them the money. It's as simple as that. That way you are also contributing. That way you are also helping, please. They must be fed. They must drink. An army marches on its stomach. No army can march without food. It is very, very important, please. We are asking everybody, make sure as soon as I finish this program, even as I'm live on air, those that manage my page will be able to post pictures of the latest pictures of the protest, the latest videos of the protest. Everybody must do that. That is how we get this message out to the world. That is how you maintain the momentum. That is how you support those who are on the ground. Very, very important, please. Extremely important that they do that. I have another caller on the, many people are calling, of course, and I expect them to. Many people are calling. The caller on the line, can you hear me? The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Chris Crawford, calling from Liechtenstein.
From Liechtenstein. We had a call today from Malta and now from Liechtenstein. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Mazi, Nnamdi, I just want to commend your effort, all your efforts, because the way things are in Nigeria, right from time immemorial, the foundation has been wrong from the beginning. So you see, I'm from Enugu State, anyway.
Yes.
I never believed in Nigeria. I've been here almost 30 years. I've never believed in Nigeria. But in June 2017, when I heard your voice, I then knew that this is the time to begin to think back home, because you raise our consciousness. I want to say big thank you for that. Now, Mazi Nnamdi, a lot is wrong in Nigeria. Look at the salaries of senators, almost 40 million naira every month. They can't even pay some people 30,000 naira. Look at, I saw a video clip about the road from Onisha to Enugu.
It's an abomination.
Abomination. And we have leaders, we have senators, we have those elite, we have those people. In short, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are the voice of the voiceless. You've raised our consciousness. I'm a proud Igbo man. but I wasn't born in the East. I didn't grow up in the east of the Niger. I'm not fluent in Igbo, but I understand Igbo very well. So you see, Mazi Nnamdi, a lot of people, you've raised a lot of awareness. Really, you've raised a lot of awareness. I have kids here. We can't go home. My kids have been asking, Papa, when you want to carry us go home? I say, which home? Look at the express. Look at the Oka. Look at.
It's horrible.
We all ourselves. I mean, you understand? So I want.
My brother, stay there. Stay on the line. Stay on the line. Let me do this program a bit with you. Stay on the line. Because from what you're saying, it is not. You know, when people say I'm elite, the political class, political elite, the elders. Yeah, listen to them. And I'm asking you, the simple thing that you can do for me as an educated elder, educated elite, you cannot do it. Ordinary road. I'm not asking you for money, not for work. Ordinary road that links the biggest market in West Africa, Onitsha, to Enugu. You cannot build it. Where is your elitism? What have you people done for us? You people are the elite. We are the elders. Respect us. What have you done? It's a simple question. What have you been able to achieve? We are not even asking for industries. Ordinary road. Your children cannot come back. They can't come back from abroad to visit their villages because there is no road to go to their homes. And you're telling me you're an elder. You're telling me I'm a political elite. We are the senators. We are the House of Reps. You must listen to us. If people said they should channel their grievances through their elected representatives, isn't it? But when we channeled our grievances about unemployment, was there any result? When we channeled our grievances through our elected senators about the fact that Enugu Onitsha road is not passable, did he do anything? When we channeled our reports to our grievances to our elected so-called leaders in the Senate, in the House of Reps about Enugu Iguacha Express Road, what happened? Nothing. No employment. Erosion is driving people away everywhere. And I keep asking myself, these people saying listen to us, go through the Senate, go to the House of Reps, what have you done for us? Please go ahead, my dear brother. Go ahead.
Mazi, the cause you are fighting, it is ordained by God, because Nigeria is the way Nigeria is constructed, the way that Nigeria is founded. Nigeria is never founded to succeed, because like I said earlier, I've been almost 30 years here. My kids are adults. I saw how they grew up in an advanced society, how they got scholarship irrespective of their surname, because my wife is an Oyibo. So my kids are mixed. Irrespective of their surname, which is Okafo, they got what every reasonable citizen is entitled to here. They grew up. I saw how they grew up, how they flourished. Then I asked myself, when I was back then in the zoo, it was struggling. So I asked myself, we cannot get these things right. The only solution is division, because Nigeria is divided already, because the ideologies are different. The way they think in the north is different from the way we think. There is no sewage, there is no school. We don't even know how many we are. Without population control, how can you plan? How can you know how many people how many people? How can you know how many your population are? How can you build schools? How can you create jobs? Now, let me ask you a very important question. In our universities, how many graduates do graduate every year? That's how many graduates do come out every year from our schools? Maybe 100,000, maybe 200,000, maybe 300,000. I mean, every year. Where are the jobs? There is no job. There is no hope. Meaning, for example, if somebody tell me now, hey, I don't want picking up for Nigeria, maybe a poor, an average man, my wife won't picking up, I'm not happy again, because the future of that child is not guaranteed. At all. The future is not guaranteed. You understand? Maybe an average man who is an car rider, he has a wife that is selling banana or plantain in the market. So where are the future of those children? When we talk about driving, you cannot train a child. There is no job. There is no
It's
electricity.
terrible.
Electricity.
Common electricity.
Driving force of everything. There is no simple electricity, because without electricity, you can't get industries.
You can't do
There is no
anything.
road. There is no school. Nothing is working, and people are still saying one Nigeria. And it baffles me at times, because Nigeria can never be one. It is never one. There is no way it is one, because we are different people. There is no job. There is no schools. Nothing. Erosion. Some people are using canoe whenever it rains. They drive canoe around the street. What is this in the 21st century? 21st century. There is no, the simplest of the simplest, electricity. There is no electricity. So I want all the students, because this cause they are fighting, it is for the students, for the younger ones. I want them to troop out the street, those university graduates, undergraduate, maybe year 1, year 2, because you are just going to that school. There is no future, there is no job. I have a lot of relations. They finished. There is no job for them. So why are you going to that school? So this is the time now. Everybody should troop out and seize whatever is left seizable. Because those politicians, they are just representing themselves. Ask the question, all their children, they are abroad. Why are they not in Nigeria? So these things are simple. It is simple.
Yes, and we are going to fix it. You have spoken my mind so eloquently. And the way you put it succinctly, I am very, very grateful for your call. One of the best calls I've ever received. Thank you very, very much for your call, my dear brother. We have learned so much. People must understand. I played the voice of a doctor yesterday. The doctor said that these are old war horses that will fight back, because they need Nigeria to sustain themselves, to impoverish you, to make themselves look good and to make you look bad. The basic things in life they cannot provide. No country can succeed without electricity. No country can succeed health-wise without a sewage system. No modern city, no modern country can succeed when you're building your 10-story building and you go and you dig soak away. You are building or storing up health issues for generations to come. These are the things that we're lecturing people about. These are the things that we want people to understand. These are the things that we want people to assimilate and to come to the conclusion that things are not working. But somebody is saying, I hope this same thing they're doing is not going to derail our quest. No, it is going to accelerate it, because the same way that you remember we have been preaching for very many years, people thought that they were not listening. They were listening to us. Now they have woken up. It is like when you're taking a toddler with you. You know, if you go to the market today or somewhere, watch a man, just watch a woman and the baby, a toddler between the ages of say 2 and 4. You will see that the mom will walk a bit and then look back and wait for that toddler to run and meet her. That is how life is. They are going to come to the same destination or the same conclusion that we have reached, that Nigeria is not workable. But don't force them to see it. You know, when we're agitating for only Biafra. It's only about Biafra. And after a while, we start to let them understand that the reason why we're agitating, you have the same problem. And today they're out on the streets. One day they'll be the ones telling us, come, let's divide this place into pieces. That time is coming, but right now we give them every support they need. And I want to go back to the issue of flag, to be flying Nigerian flag. That is rubbish, because there is nothing about Nigerian flag that engenders patriotism. It is not there. Patriotism is not something. It's like love. You don't force it. If a country is good, if Nigeria was good, do you think we'll be agitating? If Nigeria is a decent country, do you think there will be agitation for Biafra? Of course the answer is no. Because the place is not good. And we discovered that the reason why the place is not good is because the foundations are faulty. The reason why the foundations are faulty is because the motive of the architect, the motive of the site manager was not clear in the first place. The architect is Britain. They did not come to build a nation. They never came to build a country. They just came to exploit. It is a simple company, and they're still exploiting till this very day. And you look at all those television stations, and I mentioned Roots a while ago. There is Arise TV. Roots, Arise TV. There is AIT. There are all these television stations. if they are not streaming what is happening out on the streets, then there is something wrong. They need to be boycotted. You know, the thing about black people is that they don't understand. Just as our brother said, you know, if you go to school, you will graduate. After all, your senior brother graduated 16 years ago. There is no job. You are still going to a university. You know, once you come out, there's not going to be any job. You still go. What you need to fight for is to change the system to enable you get a job when you leave university. And you know that if you allow Nigeria to remain the way it is right now, you will never ever get a job. Something must happen. Something needs to give. And that is what we are doing. That is what we are doing. We are live and direct, and the whole world. Facebook is suppressing as usual. Let's take this call. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Give us your name and where you are, please.
Yeah, it's Apamobo.
What? Give us, speak English. Speak English. People are out on the streets campaigning. Speak English, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Ifan Yokav. I'm calling from South Africa. What I want to contribute in this, I can see that we are marching, we are getting there, but the government is like they are not hearing our voice. I'm suggesting we do total lockdown marching. Some people are out there looking for money in the main market, hate bridge, why people are in the streets marching for our life and people are still going to market? We need to put this government. They are not. Look at the northern. The government, the governors in northern. They are 12 governors. They come out to support their protesters that they want SARS. We that say we don't want SARS. Our government, when they come, governors when they come, I hear they are painting the white. We are dissolving. We are talking with IT. Why can't you say it that you also are saying you don't want SARS? Hope you are not there by 10 sides. Okay, Johnson talking. Why the SARS is shooting protesters again by Okusu? People are still there. They are still shooting our protesters in Okusu. Our brothers are there. Why our brothers are there looking for money? They don't get. Others are going to say please. I want us to quit that market and come out to the streets. When we block the streets, we block the government's house. They will not come out. We also are not going on. Look at the Lagos State. They block Lekki. Nobody is going inside Lekki. Nobody is coming outside Lekki. They sleep there. Why our own is different?
Don't worry. Do you want us to start? Do you want us to start?
No, they are panicking. But it's like they are taking many people. They will leave, or they are taking us. Whatever they're taking. These people in the street are not taking, but they need more. Let's mobilize more. Let's go. They want to. Do you know that Lagos State today, yesterday, been Friday, they play in Lekki
on the bridge. On the bridge. Yeah, they prayed. The Muslims prayed. Yes, they prayed. Yes.
They prayed in this place. Why our brothers are there in the market? What are they doing in the market? That market was shut down.
It's coming. It's gradual. It is gradual.
It's our future.
Yes, you are right.
What we need is our future.
You are correct.
That's going to look for money. That's why they have been looking for it for 50 years. They don't get it. Now.
My goodness, this morning is very hot. Every caller this morning has been making so much sense. It's unbelievable. Our people are very, very smart. The callers this morning are just simply amazing. Thank you, my dear brother. I have another person on the line. Your name and where you are, please.
Good morning, sir. My name is Yasmina Yakinovak. I am Igbo by marriage.
You are Igbo by marriage, and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Denmark.
From Denmark. Thank you very much. You're welcome to the program. The world is listening to your voice. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Mazi, I would like to support all your cause. I think you are doing the right thing.
Thank you.
And I think the thing you're saying is totally right. You're supposed to make the protest to be peaceful so they don't get any chance to shoot on you. That's very essential. That's very essential. I would like to say, world is watching. White people are watching. I'm white and I'm watching. And I'm going to write to my president. I'm coming originally from Slovakia. I'm going to write to my president and postpone certain things I actually gathered from your site to her. And that's what I'm going to do to support you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And I can't wait to see you in Biafra land. I can't wait for Biafra to come. And your husband will bring you back to Biafra land, because Biafra will be a very colorful nation. We have married a lot of nationalities, ethnicities, and everything all over the world. I want to see our children in Biafra land growing in Biafra land, and one day it will happen. Thank you very much.
You will, sir.
Thank you very much for your call. Thank you very much, my dear sister. Thank you for your call. She's from Slovakia. She is Igbo by marriage. That was what she said, and that makes her a Biafran. And I look forward to that very day. Wonderful. Thank you very much. People are so, of course, Facebook is working for the zoo. They take money from them. They work for them. Go to IPOB Community Radio. You can go to Radio Biafra app. You can go to TuneIn. We are in all these places. These people are mad. I'll bet if they shut it down again, I'll restart it to tell them that we are more stubborn than they are. You must support those. Our brother from South Africa, please. Very, very shortly, the shops and the markets will be closed down. It's gradual, it's incremental. Let us make sure that those who are out on the streets, that they are serious and their intentions are genuine, and then the markets will shut down. Once the markets and industries close, it is bye-bye, chicken, it's over. So we are getting to that. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, Mazi.
Good morning to you, please. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah, this is Joseph Zebulon from Malawi.
Joseph Zebulon. Are you, is your family biblical? Joseph Zebulon.
Yeah, it's biblical.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to say is this. If Nigerian government managed to shut down internet, then we are going to shut down all the Nigerian embassies, because we are the one who made those embassies. Because Fulani they don't travel, Hausa they don't travel. We are the ones who keep those embassies. If they manage to shut down internet, so we no more connecting home and connecting wherever we want to connect, we are going to shut down their embassies.
That is true. They can't even try it. They can't. If they try it, I will bring out IPOB on the streets. They can't even try it. They cannot try that rubbish. Try that the short internet for what? So they only have two cards to play. They have played the card of Togre, it did not work. They have played the card of police, it did not work. They only have two more cards to play. People must remain resolute. They are either going to bring out the army, or they will shut down the internet and bring out the army. But I can assure them that there is no reasonable middle belt commander of any army unit, no reasonable Yoruba commander of the unit, no reasonable Biafran commander of any army unit can fire on their people and you come back. As we know your name, as you're firing, we are destroying your house in the village. We are destroying your house in the town. We are hunting your children. They must let them bring that madness. We are waiting for them. We are waiting for Nigeria to unleash that madness. We are waiting. Bring out your army. Once your army comes out to attack the protesters, every army officer, if we see you are going down. And then that revolution, I warned Fulani before. Fulani is very foolish. I warned Fulani before. It's either you do this thing peacefully or you do it the hard way. If you do it the hard way, the Sultan of Sokoto will leave Sokoto. Hausa people will take over Gobert. They thought we are joking. Let them try and they will see it. We are going to show them, as they say in the zoo paper, they are going to see something they've not seen before. They thought, that was why I said, when they do breakfast, they are miscreants. They don't know what they're doing. They are touts. All the today, those towns have woken up other towns. Those miscreants have now woken up all other miscreants. And the miscreants outnumber those that claim that they know something. We outnumber them. We are more learned than them. We are more educated than them. We are more patriotic than them. We love ourselves more than them. And now we are going to show them that. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you very much for calling. The callers today is amazing. Is it because it's Shabbat morning? I don't know. Every caller this morning has been amazing, unbelievable. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are. Your name and where you are.
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. Mazi, I can hear you very, very well. God bless you. My name is Sreka also from Oji River local government in Dallas, Texas.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I love you. I love you. I love the name. So beautiful. Please go ahead. You're calling us from Texas. Go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you. I want to thank you, our leader. You are so much. You are too much. You've really opened a lot of people's eyes, and I want you to know, no matter what, Biafra must come.
You see?
Biafra is already at hand.
You see?
And I want you to know that I joined IPOB because of you. And because the way you call the Lord moves the heaven, it moves the earth. When you call Abraham, I know you don't know how powerful it is.
They don't know the name. They don't know how powerful it is. They don't know the meaning of it.
They don't know. You call Elohim. When you call Elohim, the nation moves. Heaven opens, and I want to encourage others by the name of the Lord that they will emulate you. Apostle Paul told the people of Israel, follow as I follow Christ, that every of our members who is broadcasting out there will emulate you to open every broadcast with prayer. Because when we pray, believe me, even myself, I'm a servant of God by the grace of God, and I said, how do you do this? So just keep this, because the Lord is looking at you. You are the Moses that the Lord has sent to come and redeem the children of Israel in Africa land. You know, when the Lord called Moses, everyone thought he could not do anything, even the Pharaoh himself. But I know this is the hour, and I want to encourage our brothers and sisters, the young ones who are out here. When the Lord heard the oppression of the Israelites, the Bible said, and the Lord said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt. Egypt is a place of sin. Egypt is a place of bondage. So is Nigeria, a place of sin and bondage and oppression. And the Lord said, I have heard their cry because of their tax masters. Those people in that house over there call us up. They are the tax masters oppressing the young ones, taking their money and pocketing it for their own children. And the Lord says, for I know their souls. And the Bible continues to say that, so I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians. The Lord has come down today in Nigeria or in Nigeria. The Lord has come and entered into those children, so that those children, they are spirit moving. He said, I have come down to deliver them from the land of the Egyptians, which are these evil ones over there, and to bring them up from the land of good and the large land. Yes. And that's what the Lord will do. And I want to encourage every one of them to know that these tax masters will come in a different way. They will come to manipulate them. They will come to threaten them. They will try to chase them towards the Red Sea. They must understand that when they get to the Red Sea, they must hold up their hands and begin to call upon the name of the Lord. God can deliver everything that is happening in Nigeria in their hands. They need to believe. So Mazi, I don't want to take a lot of time. I just want you to know that in the process of time, God has called Moses the same way God called you now. He had chosen you and have raised you up to challenge these people. These people will do everything to frustrate this struggle, but they cannot succeed because the Lord is behind you. His power is behind you, and whatever they do, it will just be a very small thing, because God, whoever that majority. Thank you for leading us with the name of the Chukwu Kabiama. And again, please, I want to ask this. Can you by text or by any means text to all our broadcasters and tell them to please emulate you or to follow you as you follow Christ? To at least even for 1 minute, if they can open with a little prayer, God is powerful. When there was a powerful nation coming against Josephat, when he went to the Lord told them, so look, you don't have to do anything, just go in the front of those people with their armor and everything, begin to sing to me. And that's what you do every time. I listen to your prayers. I even have to tell some of them, because you pray in Igbo and I say, who is this man? Who is this man? How did you know how to pray this way? And when you pray in English, it becomes even more powerful. I encourage all our members to begin to know that the Lord is the key. Thank you so much.
And I thank
God
you.
will continue to bless you. Your household can never suffer. Anywhere you can enter, any door that is closed will open for you. The Bible says, at the mountains of Jerusalem, so shall the Lord surround you. Any oppressor that comes against your life will die for your sake. Because you are standing in the mountain of Almighty God. God must always release somebody that will surround you, do things for you, even when you don't ask for it. And I want to say this: no weapon consulted or fashioned or arrowed or mirrored against you shall prosper. Whoever mouth in any cousin of darkness that are coming up against you or speaking against you, calling your name in the field, the Lord will raise up a standard against them. And the day will fall for our sake. In the mighty name of Jesus. We pray.
And bless you. Ikechukwu in South Africa. In this very morning's program, this Shabbat day is one of the best I can recall in terms of the quality of the callers. And I want you to put it together immediately in SoundCloud and issue it at the end of this program. So people are making me to laugh. Carlo Johnson was responding on the thread on Vanguard newspaper. He said, any statement from the Nigerian police is like the devil saying, I swear to God. Unbelievable. And the Mazi published, he said, when IPOB was on protest, you called them jobless. You that is now protesting, what are we going to call you? We call them brave youths. That is what we call them. You don't repay evil with evil. What you were doing when you were protesting and they were calling you all manner of names, they hadn't seen, they were not able to see what you have seen. When Ojukwu was shouting about Haburi, those now campaigning for restructuring were against him. They said Ojukwu was a secessionist. The same thing Ojukwu said, if you don't restructure, we will go. If you don't stand on Aburi that you agreed, we will go. The same people who fought Ojukwu are saying the same thing today. This is why Ojukwu is our eternal leader. People I don't talk about him a lot because I don't know when I think about it, when I reflect upon it. Ojukwu was sent by God personally. One day I'll talk about him. Ojukwu was sent by God alone to do a particular job. In Ojukwu, everything about, in fact, in Ojukwu, God was telling Nigerians that Nigeria can never work. I did not build Nigeria. God was telling Nigerians through Ojukwu, I did not build Nigeria. Look at everything Ojukwu stood for. Everything, restructuring, Aburi, everything. If you don't give me restructuring, I will go. That is what the people are singing today, including Edwin Clark that sabotaged Biafra. Isn't it ironic? When we were protesting, they said, hey, they are miscreants. They don't know what they are doing. They are jobless. Now we are all jobless because we are all protesting. Because as they say, where we come from, it means that all of us who are in the diaspora supporting the protest, we are also protesting. If the protesters are jobless, so are we. So do you see how miraculous God is? Do you see how God at every step of the way justify everything that we do? Sometimes I marvel, to be honest with you. I know that God set up IPOB. God loves IPOB, I know. But I never knew to what extent. People think that God will open up heaven and manna will be falling and money will be falling from heaven. No. Everything you stood for, everything your leader Ojukwu stood for, I will manifest in your time. I will make your enemies to speak the same words that you speak every day. Which other greater glory is than that? Which one? The same thing IPOB saw, they have now seen. But we love them all the same. I will encourage them. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning to you, please.
Okay, my name is Chijoke Chiori from Amangu Village, Aruchukwu.
Amangu.
Calling from United States.
Thank you very much. From the US, which state are you in America? Which state are you in?
California, sir.
California, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I've been following your program, and I know everybody, people all over praying for you, and I will start that. I pray in the name of Chukwu Kikabiama because you have totally changed me as a person. I will be honest with you. After my father, you are number one in my life. You don't know what you have done to so many of us. You don't know what all these things, all this program, all this encouragement, all this work, and what you stand for. It has done tremendous things in our life. Then concerning the protesters, I've been following what you have been saying, how people have been turning out, trying to help them, trying to bring food and everything. I wouldn't have much to say, but what I can really say now is that the things that you have been doing, the encouragement, the exposition, all the things that we have been going through. You talked about our internal leader, Ojukwu. I call you second Ojukwu. Yeah, I call you the Ojukwu of my time, because what Ojukwu stood for is what you have been telling these people. And I thank God for our brave Biafras, IPOBs, and Biafra all over the world, because you have brought, I didn't even know that our people are in Benin, Ikodo, and in Benue, and all those things. But now, we have got to know all these things. And then now, I was asking myself, why did you stood for this protest? That I thought we should be talking about Biafra the first day you started. But as you progress and is saying all these things, I understand. And I believe so many other people understood the way you are going. And then now you have expressed everything that our people has waked up. And some other people call and say, why is it that you support one Nigeria? And you say something, they might be called Zoo in terms of them not being awoke, but now they have woken up, and you call them the brave youth. All this work, that is why all of us stand for you, and I encourage them. And another thing that I want to say, if there is any way we can reach out for them, I know so many of us who want to be part of it, to reach out for them in terms of, I love when you say anybody who can give them anything, who can support in any way, because some people, I follow them up, I don't sleep all night. Some of them are sleeping in the field. I was even telling my people, why are you people not joining this protest? They there because they don't know what we see. They don't know. Some of people that they say, forget that Nnamdi Kanu, I put it to you, so many of them are following you. And because I told them, you have to, some will tell me, okay, send me the link. I've been sending them link because now everybody is now knowing, everybody now knew what you stood for. Everybody knew that what you had been preaching about the killing of Biafrans, those ones are no longer news. But now it has come to Nigeria, and I know for sure the Biafra is here, and I pray and encourage you for what you are doing, because now you say so many times it's not about Biafra. You are there to liberate Oduduwas, you are there to liberate Biafra, you are there to liberate Middleton, and we are here to liberate outsiders that the food has changed. And I don't know. I will just stop here so that other people will contribute. But I want to say that Chukwukikadiama will continue to bless you. We are like tomorrow never ends. And everything you said, we will always be there for you, because we know that you are fighting a just cause. You are not fighting for you. I don't even want to dwell about the people, establish them and all this, because they are no longer relevant. Because every Nigerian and every Biafra that dating for Biafra has seen that you are there just for only Biafra. You are there for everybody. You can free everybody, and that's why we are following you. That's why we are having sleepless nights, just to make sure that we are listening to you, and your word has changed us so many ways in our lives. And I say thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
And you
see,
enable you and strengthen you the more.
You said thank you, and well spoken as well. Thank you very, very much this morning. The gospel we are preaching is the gospel of heaven. Those who called us miscreants for protesting have now joined us as miscreants, because everybody's protesting. That thing we have seen, they have also seen it now. That thing our eternal leader saw, their leaders have also seen now. That goes to show that Elohim Chukwukikadiama is with us, and we are winning. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Good morning, Lord Mazi, Nnamdi.
Good morning to you. Please stay where you are, my dear brother. Stay where you are. I want to make an announcement, and I hope that all the GOs are listening. People have been going to these churches and contributing money. Now they are out on the streets. I am asking Pastor Deboye and all the other pastors, Ukumuyi, all the rest of them, those that pay the tithes that you bought your private jets with, now they are out on the streets and they need food and they need water. I am also extending it to Roman Catholic Church. I am also asking Anglican Church, Anglican bishops, wherever you are, every church, Seventh-day Adventist, Church of Latter-day Saints, Assemblies of God Church, all the rest of them, Apostolic Church, you must open your doors, you must cook food, you must provide water for the protesters. If you claim you are doing the work of God, now is the time to prove it. If you claim you are doing the work of Christ, now is the time to prove it. You must open your doors, you must cook, you must provide for the protesters. I am saying this to every daddy GO in Nigeria, all of you. Your people are now out on the streets doing something you cannot do from the pulpit. Now is the time to provide support. Go and sell one of those jets. The greatest work of God you can do is to support those who are protesting. That is the greatest work of God anybody can do right now, is to support those trying to give you a better future. Therefore, somebody should list all their names for me, please. Suleiman, list all their names, list them for me. All of them must provide something from the protester, for the protester where they are. I know that some of them may be doing so from behind the scenes. That will be well and good as well also. But we want the churches to open, to provide food, to provide shelter, and also to provide water for those who are protesting. Very, very important. My dear brother, thank you for waiting. Thank you very much. Please, your name and where you are.
Good morning, His Excellency Lord Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. My humble name is Israel Chukuzim, calling from Sweden.
From Sweden, go ahead.
I want to thank you so much for your work for this our generation and the generation that is to come. I really salute your courage and your goals, because Nigeria or Niger area, no one can confront them like you. They have never received a bigger fight like you and like IPOB too. You know, these youths in the street now protesting, we had the intelligence report we had about this military coming to shoot, they should come with Nigeria flag. I promise you, none of them want to be proud of that flag.
Nobody will carry it. Will carry flag for what? What has Nigeria done for them? Which flag?
None of them, because that flag is even the worst thing that could happen to them. So they don't want to associate themselves with it. I'm assuring you that 99% of these people in the street, they are the people coming to Biafran class, the IPOB class with their pen and papers. So they themselves with it. I'm assuring you that 99% of these people in the street, they are the people coming to Biafran class, the IPOB class with their pen and papers. So they share themselves with it. I'm assuring you that 99% of these people in the street, they are the people coming to Biafran class, the IPOB class with their pen and papers. So they share themselves with it. I'm assuring you that 99% of these people in this POB class with their pen and papers. So they share themselves with it. I'm assuring you that 99% of these people in the street, they are the people coming to Biafran class, the IPOB class with their pen and papers. So they share themselves with it. I'm assuring you that 99% of these the IPOB class with their pen and papers. So they share themselves with it. I'm assuring you that 99% of these people in the street, they are the people coming to Biafran class, the IPOB class with their pen and papers.
Up to 12 years, I never lost a finger.